Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, Orpheus, and another edition of Orpheus Plays with Blade and Sorcery. Wow, so it is the holiday season. Hope you're having a good time wherever you are. And we're playing a little bit of survival mode, where there's different waves that come out. And today I think we're just going to go old school beat down. Although, today I'm feeling kind of generous, so I'm going to play Santa Claus. We're going to bring all these naughty boys and girls a little gift for Christmas. Oh, yes. Come here. Come here, Santa Claus has a little gift for you. Oh, no. No, come here. Yes. There we go. Whee! Believe in magic. It happens. So, what is going on, everybody? It's, what am I doing here? It's another day, of course, or night, or I don't know. It could be somewhere where the sun doesn't exist for you in the future, or in another galaxy if this gets beamed towards them. So, just gonna enjoy things here. It's a little rough. The holidays are always a little rough for all of us, I think. Stressful. Ho, ho, no. And, I don't know. See what kind of fun we can rustle up to make those holidays just a little bit less stressful for you. Oh, no. While we're doing this, hey, you know what? I have an idea. I have another story that I'd like to tell you. This one's interesting. Now, if you didn't watch the episode of Orpheus and the Horse, you might want to go watch that one. That's an interesting one. I used to be, well, I still am a musician, but I used to be a professional musician, and this one time, I was on stage with a group of live animals, and, well, you'll have to go watch the video. I won't spoil it, but let's just say it wasn't the most fun time for me. All right, so today, we're going to talk about, well, I used to travel a lot, okay? My dad and I used to travel a lot for business. I was a young pup back then, 18, 19, couldn't have been any more than that. And we were in Germany. We were in Berlin, as a matter of fact. And it was an interesting time. It was a little colder out, and I had, my father had a lot of stuff to do, meetings and stuff like that. And here I am, young guy. Got plenty to spend, because my dad gave me, I don't know, he gave me like a stack of traveler's checks. He's like, go out and find some mischief. I'm like, okay. So, ooh, hello. Oop, seat balance. Oop. So, I go out, and that week there was a Renaissance going on. So, it's a head sword. So there's a Renaissance fair going on. I went there, and they had the usual fare of all the people juggling and blowing fireballs and all that stuff. And, they had a beer hall. And so, being legal age over there, essentially you can walk up to the bar and order something. They'll give it to you. So I went to the bar, and I got myself a beer. I ordered a beer, and the guy brings it out. And it's like one of those tankards that's like this big, about like this big around. So, about like a liter of beer, right? And oh boy, am I glad to suck that thing down. Of course, it's warm, because it was a medieval kind of theme there. Warm, not warm. I'll just say it was like room temperature, So it goes down easier. Well, the thing is, when it's a little warmer, you get drunk a little faster. Or at least that's how I've experienced it in my life. And so there I am. I'm like 3 beers deep, which, when you tell someone, how many beers have you had? Oh, 3. They're like, oh, not so bad. Well, when it's 3 beers like that, oh yeah, you like that, don't you? Oh, no, I hear one behind me. Hello. So you're 3 beers deep. Ooh, sorry. And but they're giant beers, so it's like, all right, well, I'm a little schnockered, as they might say. So one of the things I got to do when I was at the Renaissance Fair, they had a big crane, and this was, I think, sponsored by Oakley, the the sunglass company. Oh boy, that's old school right there, Oakley's. But it was sponsored by Oakley, and it was this big crane, and it was right over the remnants of the Berlin Wall, which had just kind of come down within, I don't know, a few years before I got there, like this trip. And so there's bungee jumping. All right, so cool. So there's a bungee jumping thing. I was, my 3 beers in and completely wasted. And so I go and I'm like, yeah, hook me up, whatever. And so, hey, I got to say that I went bungee jumping over the Berlin Wall. Cool. It was actually a pretty cool experience to be able to see all of Berlin from up there. And it was a little bit chilly out, so there's a little bit of snow on the ground. And this Renaissance festival going on down there. And so it's getting a little later. It's getting like, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Oh, she looks like, whoa, shit. Oh, yeah. It's getting like 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm finding my way through the streets. I'm trying to find this hotel that we were staying in, but I couldn't remember the name of the hotel. All right, so I spoke enough German at that point. Actually, I spoke enough language. Okay, so here's the thing, folks. If you're going to travel, you need to know just a few words in each language, okay? So you need to know where a bathroom is, where a bar is, and how to get to your hotel. Oh, and it also helps to know a few swear words, too. Because, swear words are always appropriate wherever you go. Either for fun, or if you find some dick bag. If you find some dick bag, you gotta, tell them Bafangul or whatever, So, I didn't know where my damn hotel was. I didn't even remember what the name of it was. And so I'm, flagging down taxis, and I'm going, do you know where it's on Watzenplatz or whatever the hell the name of the street was? I was guessing at this point. And he, it took me 4 or 5 cab drivers to figure out, okay, well, it's on this side of town. It looks like this. It's got these, awnings on the outside with flags. And like, oh, okay. So it's this place. Well, I'm hammered at this point still, and I made the mistake of saying, hey, taxi driver, before we go back, do you know a good bar? I'll buy you a drink. I said, I'll buy you a drink. You can sit down with me at the bar. I was feeling, that drunk, warm, fuzzy happy, right? Where you're like, hey, everyone, you're my friend. Oh, whoa. He went into the netherverse, folks. Where you're like, hey, man, I love you, and I love you, and I love you. Well, that's how I was feeling. So I'm like, hey, take me to a bar. Okay. So I get another couple of beers. Thankfully, these weren't quite as big. They're probably a half a liter. So we're talking still three regular cans of beer in these things. But hey, had a couple more of those. And the bartender's like, all right, well, I want to get going here. So let's go. Okay. Get back in the cab. This cabbie was really nice, by the way. I tipped him a little extra. Of course, partially because I was drunk. And I think he also knew that he could kind of mess with me on the fare, because it seemed like those taxi rides took a little longer than they should. But whatever. He was probably driving me in circles. So we get to the hotel. Drops me off. I go inside. My dad is just completely sacked out. All right, he's snoring away. And so I'm like, well, I'd had a bunch of bratwursts and your local Renaissance fare of the turkey leg and all the other crappy street food that you get during any festival that's outside. And so my stomach's starting to get a little upset, right? I'm again, I'm more drunk at this point than I think I'd ever been in my life, because, I hadn't really done a lot of drinking back in the States. And so it's time to go to the bathroom. Nature calls. So I go on in there, and I sit down and I do my thing. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe my coordination's off tonight. I'm not feeling all that great. I go and I pass out. I just, fall asleep on the bed. I'm just, And so I wake up the next morning. Well, I say morning. It was more like I woke up at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And the maid had already been there and cleaned up the whole room. So, the clothes were taken away and the glasses and bottles are all done. My dad's bed is made. He was off at a meeting. And so I get up and my head is pounding, right? Of course. I got wicked hangover from all the dark, thick, rich beer that I was drinking the night before. So I get up and I'm like, well, gotta go to the bathroom, take my my morning, quiz. And so I go into the bathroom and the toilet is there and it's got a little, the lid is down. It's got a little note on it. I'm like, oh, well, maybe this is part of it. They're like, hey, sanitized for your convenience. You've had that thing going on where you have. Hold on a second. I think Santa Claus is talking to me on my Amazon thing. Anyway, that was awkward. So I'm thinking, it's a note, a little cute note that's like, hey, sanitized for your convenience and everything. So I go and I get it and I open it up. And yes, it's from the maid. It actually says, from the cleaning service. They have a little letterhead for their notes. I guess they do the sanitizing thing a lot. So, I open up, I read it, and it said, so I've cleaned it up this time, but the next time you decide to take a shit in the bidet, it's your responsibility. And I kind of go, what? And I look to the side, and there's a bidet next to the toilet. So apparently in my drunken stupor the night before, I'd come in and gone to the bathroom in the bidet instead. Now, if you don't know what a bidet is, it's like a second toilet that you get. They're especially popular. Hey, with everything that happened over the last few years with the virus, bidets became a little bit more popular, but it's like instead of toilet paper, you use a bidet. It's like a little water spray thing that you kind of squat over, right? Cleans you nice and good. Well, it does not have a toilet drain in it. It has it's like almost like the bathroom sink kind of drain that's in there, along with a little faucet. So I had taken a dump in that, and the maid, I gave you the brief version of what she said on the note. It was pretty flowery. She was really upset. And so I go out and I'm like, I'm absolutely, completely embarrassed at this point. Like, oh, Jesus. Like, I'm so sorry. And I go out into the hallway and I'm going to go out to have some lunch. And there's our maid. She's standing in the hallway cleaning some other rooms. And she just turns and looks at me. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm actually at this point, I'm just tears are running down my face. I'm like, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to. Now, what she didn't know is I was laughing. That's why the tears are running down my face. So yeah, that was interesting. We stayed about 3 more days, and no other mishaps happened. Well, you know what? That's not true. There is one other thing that happened. This story, I haven't even thought about this one in years. So if you've ever seen Torchwood or Doctor Who, and you know who Captain Jack Harkness is, okay? If you don't worry. This is not going to spoil the story. Okay, come on, guys. Let's get together. Let's get it on. Okay. Things are going horribly bad. So, if you've never seen Torchwood or Doctor Who and you don't know who Captain Jack Harkness is, oh, he fell on his sword. Oh no, bro. Yeah, right there. Anyway, well, Captain Jack is known partially for having a jacket. It's this gray wool, officer's jacket. and he wears this pretty much the entire time. And it's an army surplus jacket, but it's kind of a specific one that he wears in the show. Well, this is also the same jacket that is worn, or at least was, worn by members of the German army. Specifically, at that point, there were still East German soldiers, I think. Oh, hold on, I got something in my eye. Oof. So there were these German soldiers that wore, I think it was an officer's coat, that wore these during the winter. And they were very warm and very well made. Oh no! Bring him back to life! Yes! Get him! No! Okay. You don't want to Frankenstein him? That's fine. Santa has a gift for you! Yeah! Little holiday punch. So, yeah, these coats were worn by the officers. And so, this was, well, I think, a week later. No, it was like 2 days later. It was like the night before we were supposed to leave. And I'm at a bar, of course. Well, I mean, what else do you do when you're in Germany, right? It's nighttime. I mean, you're going to go eat some pretzels? Come on. So I'm at a bar. And I'm enjoying a few drinks. And again, this is in a time in my life when I was ridiculously confident. Like I could just sit down with anybody in any bar, any restaurant, anywhere, strike up a conversation, and by the end of the night, you know, we're good friends. Okay. So I'm sitting at the bar, enjoying stuff, and I see a group of younger, like military guys. They're over on the side. And they're enjoying their drinks. They're laughing it up and singing some songs and everything. And I know some of the songs that they're singing because, well, my dad is German. I am adopted, so I am not. But that doesn't mean that I didn't get a fair share of the, cultural experience growing up. Oh no! Oh, let's all take a moment. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for the cool sweater. Yeah, no, bring him back. Yeah, bring him back. I don't think the sword helps, but anyway. So I knew some of these German songs. My dad had sung them when I was growing up, and we'd been to Germany a couple of times and had a couple of sing-alongs with some of the people in there. So I start singing one of their songs over in the corner, and they look over and they're like, "Hey, why don't you come on, join us?" All right, well, flash forward about 3 hours. Flash forward about 3 hours. We're all the best of friends, of course, right? Again, drinking, you get that whole, hey, buddy, I love you, you love me, everybody cool. And so I was wearing Levi jeans, the old original American Levi jeans. And, boy, one of those officers was really interested. He was really interested in those jeans. He was like, dude, are those, of course this is all like broken German, broken English between the two of us. And he's like, are those Levi's? And I'm like, yeah. Hold on, I still got something in my eye. What is going on? I think I was crying so much I was laughing. But he's like, yeah, are those original like American Levi's? Yeah. He's like, can I buy them from you? And I go, dude, it's winter. Like, what am I'm not trading pants with you. You're wearing, besides, it's winter. I'm not going outside without pants on. He's like, well, I'll give you 50 marks. I'm like, no, because I don't remember what that was worth back then, if it was a worthy price or not. But he's like, yeah, I'll give you 50 marks. I say, no, that's not going to work. He goes, well, I'll give you 100. Like, he doubled it. I said, no, that's not going to work. He pulls out his official watch, like his military watch, and he goes, how about that? Would that be a good trade? I'm like, no, dude, it's winter. I can't just go outside without pants on. And I'm not taking your pants because they're raggedy-ass pants. They were like the military issue pants. Just horrible, thin, like cloth pants. And he goes, all right, well then what do you want? What would be a fair trade? I'm like, still going through my head like, it is winter, man. I do not want to freeze going home because I'm like, I was walking at this point, and I figured, it'd be better to have pants than not, even with a little pocket full of wool that I don't have, pocket full of money. And so I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. There's not really a trade that I would like. And he goes, well, how about this coat? How about this coat that I'm wearing? And it was that, gray wool coat. And I'm like, I don't know. That's tempting. He's like, how about I give you the money, and you can have the coat, but I get the Levi's. I'm like, you know what? That sounds kind of fair. Okay, so I awkwardly take off my pants in a bar somewhere in Berlin. Awkwardly take off my pants, and here you go. Take a little bit of that. Nope. Come here. No, you don't want that. So I'm like scooting off my pants in this bar. Of course, the bartender and folks are like kind of like looking at me like, what is he taking his pants off? And so this guy shrugs off his coat and he gives it to me, and his friends are all cheering him on. They're like, yeah, he's gonna get those jeans. You're gonna be the coolest guy. American Levi's, straight from America. Because if you want to buy those over there, they're ridiculously expensive. At least they were, right? So cigarettes and jeans were the thing that was kind of exclusive. And so he gives me the coat. I give him the pants. He puts on the pants, and he makes a big show of it because I was talking about how crap his pants were the whole time, the one that he was actually wearing. He takes them and he balls them up and he throws them in the trash, and all his friends are, yay, right? So I'm like, well, I gotta get going, guys. It's late. And they're like, oh, okay, you're a bud if you ever over here at the local base, come on in. My name's Fritz or Hans or whatever. I don't even remember. Yeah, my name is Hans. Come visit me sometime down at the base. I'm like, okay. So I walk out. And I kind of look down. The coat's like, ankle length. So yeah, I get a little protection from the cold. It is, like, 20 degrees or something outside, so I'm still really cold, but at least I got this really cool coat. I got a pocket full of money in the coat, not the pants. And so I'm walking away, doot, trying not to look like a flasher. And so I hear this noise behind me. And it's the guy, and he's going, hey, I need to talk to you. And at this point, we're all completely drunk. So it's like, hey, I need to talk to you kind of thing, right? Hey, buddy, come on. We need to talk real quick. Well, it turns out one of his superiors came in and was like, where's your coat? And the guy explained what happened. And he shows off his jeans. And the superior, the commanding officer, is like, no, you can't do that. You can't just give away an army or a military officer's coat. And so he's like, you need to go get it back. So the guy's outside. He's like, hey, I need my coat back. And I'm like, well, then I need my pants back. And he's like, no, I'm not giving you the pants back. They're mine now. Well, this was like, the hey man, I love you thing. Well, it's later in the night. You know what happens? You know what happens when it gets later in the night and there's alcohol involved, right? Yeah, things get a little ugly. People get a little mean. And so, take it. Nope. And so he's like, no, I'm not giving you the pants, but you're going to give me that coat back or me and my friends are going to have a little scuffle. Okay. Well, I'd been taking martial arts at this point, and I was all like, no, man, bring it on. I could totally take you and your friends, man. No problem. Just, come on. I'm like, yeah, come on. Let's get going. Well, I woke up in the clinic a little later with a fat lip and a big ass headache because he and his friends, well, they came out and they were all like around me, and I'm like this, like, come on, who's first? Yeah. Put him up. Who's going to be first? Who wants to get some, something went wrong in the space-time continuum. I'm like, who's first? Who's going to take it? And then apparently I slipped on some ice and fell and hit my head. And so I knocked myself out. Well, the good thing is, because there was an injury, all the military guys, like, spooked. They didn't want to get written up for anything. Nope, get nothing. Hey, did you get how about a little slap? So they didn't want to get the military police involved, and so they all like, I got out of there. So I wake up. Well, I didn't really wake up. It was more like I passed out because I was drunk after, like, hitting the ground. Didn't really get hurt, like mild concussion kind of thing. But I look over, and there's the coat. There's that coat, that beautiful coat. It's draped over the chair, and it looks beautiful. It looks lovely. And then I remember I still didn't have pants. So my dad had to come get me. No pants, but a new coat. Well, I ended up losing that coat, oh boy, a long time ago. My ex-wife actually has it, I think, which makes me mildly upset. But yeah, so that's the story of the time that Orpheus made a maid mad in Berlin and then lost his pants. Yeah, don't worry, I got a million of these. I have done quite a few things in my life. I'll tell you at one point here along the way how working in morning show radio is probably the most awesome thing you'll ever do if that's what you work in. And at the same time, it's probably one of the worst jobs that you ever had. And I'll tell you that story at some point here along the way. But yeah, let's get back to Santa Claus murdering some people. Let's take care of this ho ho ho. What? Do I have any weapons? I have an axe. Let's take care of this ho ho ho. Yeah, how about that? You want a little taser axe? Nope, I missed. You're out. You're gone. Let's see. Do I have any weapons at all? Oh my god, I don't have any weapons. I don't have any weapons. Things are going wrong. Alright. Santa's got a special treat for you. A bitch slap. And another. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and I kicked your ass. There's nothing you can do about it, including offering grass. Hulk strong. So, I did my video, one of my videos on brain trauma awareness just recently. Woke up with a morning where I had some difficulty. Not most of the difficulty that I can have, because I don't know. Boy, watching that video back, it's rough. I don't know how much more I would have been able to do, or anything at all, if I had had like a full day where I was. Because there are days I can't even get out a noise. It's just like, and that's all you get. So, thankfully, I was able to get out what I was. Hopefully, it helps some of you guys to understand what's going on with that. So, we're gonna cut things off here. It's time to go out there and have some holiday cheer, and remember to love everybody, love yourself, love the world, and everything will be just dandy. All right. See you next time. Hope you enjoyed it.